So, it's still the early 2000s, probably a year or two after the original operation that Veldiva and Fergus were in. Fergus took some sensitive materials off that site and reviewed them in the time between. Lost a bit of sanity doing it, gained a bit of unnatural knowledge. Nothing too revolutionary, but he's a little more familiar with that world now, more so than most people are. Could come in handy. Maybe.
You never know.
But the phone rings in your house, Veldiva. You still have a house phone because it's the early 2000s.
Yep. I grew up with a house phone. I remember having a house phone. We used it.
Yeah. So you answer it. On the other end, a voice you recognize, but kind of wish you didn't. It's your handler, Pikel. Hey, Veldiva. You there?
Yeah. Seems it's been long enough you forgot what my last name was.
I didn't forget. I just confused you with macaroni and cheese. Yeah, we've got a situation. East Coast. Place called Meadowbrook.
Lovely. What state?
Oh god, what state is it? I knew this yesterday when I was reading. New Jersey. Everyone loves New Jersey. Snooki's there. Yeah, so we're gonna need you to fly out or drive, whatever suits you.
I'll take a plane.
Ah, good. You'll be paying for your own ticket. I'll reimburse you when you get here.
Sounds good.
And he gives you the address for a like some sleazy little motel.
Delightful.
Yeah. All right. Next on the list. Wait a minute. I'm actually going to see if I can somehow hide the people who aren't here. Let's see if I can put them in here. I can. All right. And Jacob is in here. There we go. Okay. Fergus, you get a call. It's to your office phone.
This is Fergus.
Professor, nice to talk to you again.
Oh, yes. Been a while.
Yeah, well, you know how this goes, or maybe you don't. But operations can take breaks. A few years here and there, a few months, sometimes decades. But you're getting reactivated. Head to Meadowbrook, New Jersey, and he gives you the same motel address that he gave Veldiva.
Okay.
You'll have to buy your own ticket. I'll reimburse you upon arrival.
I figured. Sounds about right. I'll be there as soon as I can.
That's what I like to hear. He hangs up. Alright, so, John.
Yep.
Last name absent.
Last name absent. John Absent, in fact. Fuck it.
Yeah,
John Absent.
Yeah, John Absent.
Fuck it.
John Absent.
Absent. There you go.
Pretty good. So John Absent gets a call to his cell phone. A flip phone.
Blackberry.
Blackberry.
Is it a BlackBerry? Are you a part of a company that gave you a BlackBerry?
Yeah.
All right, you have a company BlackBerry, so you answer it. Go on.
John, how can I help you?
A clearly robotic voice says to you, "You've been activated. John Absent. You'll be heading to Meadowbrook, New Jersey." And it gives you the address for the motel. This message will repeat 3 times to ensure that you write down the information. Purchase your own ticket. You will be reimbursed. And John, you became a friendly to Delta Green a while ago during a case where they had you dissect something that looked human, but once you got in it, wasn't.
Alright.
So you know this activation is real, and that you are expected to be there. And that if you are not there, it's a problem.
Then I'll be there.
And the voice doesn't say anything, just hangs up the phone after repeating a few times.
Cool.
Alright. And Officer Jeremy Irons, you're called into your chief's office.
Ooh. Okay.
So your chief's name is Buffington. Chief Buffington.
Chief Buffington. Let me get that.
Of Meadowbrook Police Department. And he says to you, "Hey there, Jeremy. So we've got a couple of feds coming into town soon to investigate the 1206 Spooner Avenue mystery."
Things still going on, huh?
Well, it's been going on for decades. And well, you being associated with some of the happenings prior that had the feds involved, they requested you by name. So that sleazy ass motel in town with the hanging neon sign out front, they're meeting there, room 7.
Charming. Guess I'll head over there then.
Yep, and keep this hush hush. You know how this group operates.
Aye aye.
And Jeremy obviously doesn't have to fly. He lives here.
I just get a walk. Peaceful
Yeah.
stroll.
Alright. The next day, all of you meet in room 7 of the Sunnyside Hotel. Though, if you were to read the neon sign, it would be the Sith-eyed Hotel.
Charming.
Go to room 7 around 2 p.m. Pikel's already in there. A cigarette crushed into the ashtray he takes with him wherever he goes.
At least he's considerate.
Yeah, kinda.
It's not a silver.
I mean, the room has kind of a smoky haze, so you can determine how considerate he is.
He's not leaving cigarette butts on the floor. It's a low bar.
I suppose. And you all kind of filter in, have a seat as you enter. Well, if it isn't my favorite group of agents, we need to come up with a task force number for all of you. Any volunteers?
7.
7?
Surely that number's been taken by this point.
Well, you're right and you're wrong. Task Force 7 has been disbanded for... And he, opens up his flip phone, starts clicking through. 40 years.
Oh shit.
Fair enough.
Yeah, they all died.
Huh.
Yeah, Task Force 7.
Surely that's a good omen.
I remember if
Yeah.
my looking
I mean,
numbers or
probably
not, but I don't think
It might have been old age. You know, it's been disbanded for 40 years.
Delta Green agents don't die of old age.
Yeah, Saltiva just kind of looks at the new
Hey,
guy
man.
like, yeah, man, I'm sure.
Anyway, welcome to Meadowbrook. It's a nice little town, isn't it?
For this date.
Not
Hey!
New Jersey, man. A real New Jerseyer wouldn't be offended by that. they know what they are.
Been here once before and never wanted to come back.
They can't even pump their own gas.
All right. So, I've gathered you all because of a certain little mystery that's been going on a while around here. You see, we had an agent, a group operative come down here fairly recently. And we learned, unfortunately, that he died looking into this. His name was Arthur Donnelly. He was a special agent with the FBI and a group operative. He went to 1206 Spooner Avenue a couple weeks ago, and he did not inform us. We don't know why. His ex-wife called his office, where he worked, and she reported him missing. They sent a couple of agents down to check his apartment, and they found that he had left his cell phone behind. Odd on its own. After that, they worked with his cell phone provider. They tracked his movements. They found a number of unexplained visits to 1206 Spooner Ave. They then checked Spooner Avenue, and they found him in the master bedroom. He'd cut his own throat, cleanly, with a straight razor. He'd drenched the place in his blood. It was all over the walls. He's like looking at a file as he says all this. They notified the police department, and he kind of looks to Jeremy. Your chief, he's a friendly with us, so you can trust him.
Good to know.
And your coroner ruled the death as suicide, but that was mostly because, well, they couldn't find a weapon. Though they assume it was a razor from the cut.
Gotcha.
More significant than the suicide was the fact that Donnelly had followed in the footsteps of a woman named Yamila Sari, the house's former owner. Her body had been found in the exact same circumstances 16 months prior. Cut her own throat. Master bedroom. So, the FBI worked around the clock. They made sure that the investigation ended there at our behest. But that's where you guys pick it up. Donnelly had had a reputation among his peers. He was depressive and obsessive, overwhelmed by stress. Judging by his movements, his web browsing history, he had become preoccupied with this house on Spooner Avenue. It had a strange history, admittedly. But it wasn't related to his work in the FBI at all, which leads us to wonder why it is he picked up such an interest in it. The official story is that he went to the house, had an overwhelming emotional crisis, and killed himself. Though we suspect that might not be true. The tragedy was in the paper here. It made its round on the internet. It made its rounds on the internet too. But it didn't make any waves bigger than we expected. Now that things have begun to calm down, we're putting you on it. And we want you to keep it calm. And he looks around all of you. Is that understood?
You'll be able to know about better then?
Yeah. Yeah, we just don't want to see this mystery deepen, if you know what I mean.
Ideally, no copycats.
Well, we'll get to that. So, in regards to the house, you might think that your investigation should start there. I happen to think otherwise. I would like you to employ extreme caution in dealing with that house. We've suspected it for some time now of influencing people's behavior. We don't have any details, none at all really, about it. But it has a history. Considering the death of Donnelly, I think you should take those suspicions seriously. Anyway, you've got a couple assets here in town. One is an Elizabeth Tucker. She's an antiques dealer. She lives here. The other is Emil Yarrow. He's a parapsychologist, an associate professor of abnormal psychology at Fulton College. It's 2 towns away. There's also a green box. Any of you know what that is? Nah, you wouldn't. It's a storage unit. We have green boxes in a lot of places around the country. Little sheds that we put Delta Green assets in. Weapons, artifacts. Things that we either don't want seen or could be useful in operations. There's one here. It's at the Store It on Delwark Lane. It's Unit 2230. Feel free to check it out. We don't actually keep track of what's in them. So, it's like opening a little present from us to you.
Boy.
Oh yeah, take this. And he slides a battered old cell phone across the table. It comes from an early generation of phones. It can call internationally, but it doesn't send any metadata. The phone is pre-programmed with my number, Emil's number, and Elizabeth Tucker's number. And the Meadowbrook Store It. If you're going to reach out to me, you use that phone. It's encrypted. Who takes the phone?
I'll take it. No one else reaches.
Alright, Fergus takes the phone. Alright. With that, you've got all the information that I've got. I'll stay in town a little while, but not indefinitely. That's not to say you should rush. Take your time with this. The house, whatever it might be, it isn't fast. It probably won't do anything too obscene. I assume. Look into it. Poke around. The history of this place, it has things to say, I'm sure. That's it. There's a mist, and he lights another cigarette. If anybody has questions, now's the time to ask them.
Trying to
I
look
got
over
nothing.
everything that I've written down so far.
Yeah.
A lot of information.
It is, and there's more yet to come.
We have ex-wife, and then the 2 other assets.
The ex-wife is not going to be of any use to you.
Okay.
Everything she knew, she spilled to the FBI, and I've told you.
Special body count related to the house?
You'll have to investigate that. We don't know.
Alright.
That is a
At
good
least
thread to
2.
pull on, though.
It's at least 2.
Enough.
Alright, well, you guys will have to decide what thread to tug first. There's the green box. There's the house's history. There's the neighbors.
We can do shared notes, by the way. I just want to remind you guys that that is an option that we have if you take them in
fast.
Foundry.
I mean, I have everything typed currently, so I
Oh.
could just in there. Where's the...
It's the notes tab, not the journal tab, or notebook tab. And then once you create a notes, you hit the little person book, and then
I do like hitting little people.
that's why Bailey's short.
She's not short, but I like to call her short.
Shorter than you, and that's what matters.
Who isn't shorter than me?
Sev is a tall motherfucker.
Yeah, well, you'd say that to anybody. I don't know what to tell you.
Shut your mouth.
So you said, is it just create note?
And
Bite
then,
your shins, bro.
and then once it's created, click the button next
Yep,
to.
okay.
There you go. Yeah.
Alright, let me just copy paste everything I've got in here. Oh god, it's white.
Whoa, that is
Not wait for me.
not helpful text.
No,
Yes,
hit
I'm
the-
working
hit the-
on it.
No, just hit the button. Hit the export looking button, and it'll show up as a fine color.
I can
Oh,
totally
okay.
read that.
God, sorry, my notes app is in dark mode, so I didn't realize it would copy paste.
Yeah, if you click just like the button that's next to the info button, it shows up in just black.
There, I think I fixed it.
Blue
All right.
and white.
Well, no, it's just highlighted blue. Nice.
Sure.
Okay. So, what string we pulling? I can give you guys some options if you like.
Sure.
So, there is the string that was not recommended by your handler, which is to visit the place.
Yeah.
There is investigating whatever the county has, paperwork-wise, relating to the house itself. There is interviewing the neighbors. There is locating death certificates and police reports for the former residents of the house. There's interviewing living former residents, which you'd have to do some searching probably through records to find who they even are. So that isn't one you can pull yet. There's talking to the local police, which would be pretty easy since you have a local police with you. And there is delving into the history of 1206 Spooner Avenue before a certain time period, which you would have to research to find when that is.
Fergus would suggest starting there with the history, given his background.
All right, so you want to look into paperwork then, detailing like the county paperwork.
Like who owned it, when they died, that sort of thing. Obituaries.
So that would require you to go to the county seat to obtain records. Is this what we do?
I'm not
Yeah.
against it.
All right, so you go there. You all load up into whose car? Do you take multiple cars? What's the deal there?
I mean, I have a car and I have a decent drive.
Most of you are going to have rentals because you're being reimbursed by Delta Green.
My okay, good to know.
I mean, you obviously have your own car because you live here, but
Yeah,
everybody else. So what are we doing? It matters.
I'll take mine. Someone else can take another if they want, but I'll happily drive.
I feel like we probably shouldn't all have our own vehicles. I don't know.
All right. So you all take your own cars. Let's see here.
Probably a small parking lot, not a big building.
Yeah, it's fine. Not a big deal.
On the lawn.
I mean, even in my town, the municipal town center has plenty of parking. But yeah. So you will find a two-story marble building. It's just a few blocks from the house you're investigating. It's a sleepy little building. Let's see. So it doesn't look like the building's been given a lot of attention over the years. It's not like dilapidated, but it's definitely not been maintained to the standard you might expect a government building to be maintained to. Let me look at my scenes real quick.
Old town government building. Sometimes it'd be like that.
Sometimes certain buildings are afterthoughts.
Embezzlement.
It'd be like that. Alright. So, you head inside, I assume. Do all of you go in, or do just some of you go in? And remember, you guys can actually split up if you want to and investigate multiple things at once.
These are for coroner reports. That's definitely something I would like to go see. So
Okay, so you want to go see coroner reports. So how are we splitting the party? Obviously, you'd want the cop of the town with you for that, probably.
yep.
I mean, yeah, I'll come with you.
Alright. In that case, let's say John and Officer Jeremy, you head to the police department. And Fergus and Detective Valdiva, you head to the county seat.
yeah, we're looking for specifically like deed and ownership, that kind of those kinds of records.
Yeah. So you head there. You walk inside. There's just one dude looking bored, sitting in an office chair behind a desk. He doesn't immediately notice you as you walk in. He seems in a daze. Probably a very boring job.
I would imagine. How do I approach this? I'm trying to think. I'm just some. He doesn't know me.
We walk up to him and just be like, we're here for some historical records on, is it, whatever the name of the street address was.
It's kind of important.
I have
1206
written it down somewhere. But
Spooner Avenue.
yeah, 1206 Spooner Avenue.
Yep, it's in the notes. I did put it there.
Oh yeah.
All right. So he kind of comes out of his daze and he says, "What? What do you want?" Sorry.
Looking for historical records on this address.
Yeah. Are you a potential buyer or something?
No, we're looking into its history for.
For what purpose?
The turn looked at his partner. Yes.
No, this is just me and Jen.
Okay.
God damn it. My brain has
into
entirely forgotten how to form words.
Yeah, I'm looking into for historical purposes for different records and stuff that I'm collecting.
Yeah. Well, I can't just let people into the record room. Matter of privacy.
Okay. Do you have a form or anything that we need to fill out that we could get that permission, or?
You go to the courthouse and do that.
Okay.
I mean, look, I'm sure that whatever you're trying to get your hands on, it's perfectly legitimate and fine, but I can't just let you in to the records room, you know? It's a lot of sensitive material in there. I could use a coffee, though. Go get me one of those. I might just leave the door unlocked. Make it a mocha, actually. Starbucks.
How close is the?
There's a Starbucks pretty close. Do you actually go get it?
He actually probably would.
All right, so Fergus actually walks out, drives, gets a mocha from Starbucks, comes back, gives it to him, and the dude kind of leans forward in his chair. He goes, "Oh, what'd you say your name was?" And he reaches out to shake your hand.
He says McLeod. Fergus McLeod shakes your hand.
I'm Anthony. I like you, Fergus. Anyway, records room is unlocked. He takes a sip from the coffee. Ah, fuck hot.
Yeah, careful.
I want to give that one a minute.
And you guys can go in there if you want.
Huh.
So you're going to try and locate the records. We'll jump over to Officer Jeremy and John Absent.
I love how his last name's actually Absent. Like, it kind of hits, though.
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
I fuck with it.
So you guys walk into the coroner's office. Don't really have any trouble getting in. Officer Jeremy Irons is Officer Jeremy Irons. And you know the coroner, Jeremy. He's a 55-year-old doctor. He's lived in Meadowbrook his whole life. His name is Elmer Perkin.
Elmer Perkin.
Elmer Perkin.
He has handled things around here for a long time. And what do you want to ask him about?
I would like to ask him just if full autopsies were performed on the bodies.
Well, of course they were. There's reports. Wrote them up myself.
Can't we see the reports?
Sure. Give me a moment. And he goes to his computer. Let's see here. So you guys already know what there is to know about the death of the other guy. Let me look.
Arthur in it?
Was it Arthur? I have to look.
Probably
yeah,
don't.
it was Arthur Donnelly.
Arthur Donnelly. Okay. So you guys already know about Arthur Donnelly. It's not gonna be able to tell you anything new about that. But Yamila Asari, that name came up as having died before Arthur in the exact same circumstances. Do you ask about Yamila?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'd like to know.
Yep, so he says to you guys, yeah, damn strange that the cuts on their throats, they were identical. Absolutely the same.
Yeah,
No
I'd like to
hesitation
know.
marks.
Is it
Same thing,
how
same room.
similar was it? Like,
Exactly the same. Zero hesitation. And on female suicides, that is extremely unusual.
Huh.
The blood spray patterns themselves were nearly identical, though Yamila was smaller than Donnelly, so she had less blood to spill. I suspect
Fucking
personally that Donnelly must have found a photo of Asari's death and recreated it somehow.
But why?
I don't know. I'm not a psychologist and I can't interview the dead.
Yeah, I don't think anybody can do that one.
are the
Do you
bodies
guys want to look at
buried?
any photos or anything of the scenes?
Yes, for sure.
I'd say so, yeah.
So you guys are looking at photos and whatnot. And if either one of you wants to give me an alertness roll, feel free.
Alertness.
Alertness.
And how would I roll it? Would I just click the dice?
You just click the skill.
I failed by 4%.
Check it off.
What does that mean?
So next to the skill, there should be a little box.
Oh, okay.
Yep, check it off. If you fail a skill, you check it off, and then if your character survives the operation, you increase that skill by 1d4.
Oh, so you get better at it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Check it off, and then what?
Nothing. You just check it
Yeah.
off for now.
Yeah. Okay.
So you don't notice anything there was to notice, if there was anything to notice in those photos. Which there was, but you didn't notice it.
Classic.
Thank you for the extra specification.
Unfortunate.
Yeah, it sucks. Well, now what can we do?
You could ask him about other deaths at the house. Like, because you guys don't necessarily know who died there. You could ask him if anybody else has ever died there.
So, Alma, by any chance, 2 people did the same shit, but 3rd, 4th, anything like that? I mean, there's got to be more than just 2 people in this place.
Well, you're right. It's honestly quite strange. And that house is kind of known for its weird happenings, but I don't know that I can actually tell you much about that. I don't think I should. That stuff is a lot older, and some of the members of those families, I think, are still alive, and there's privacy concerns where that's involved.
Understood. Well, I ain't gonna bother prying on that kind of stuff.
Hey, well, if you take me out drinking tonight, I might get a little looser about it.
Think I'm gonna pass up on the chance for that? Sure.
Well, yeah, you're paying, but yeah.
No problem there.
Alright, so we will jump back to the county seat. You guys are in the records office. So, the county seat has records of purchase and of sale, zoning records and death certificates on file that date all the way back to 1940. Let's see. Do you guys try to get Anthony to help you, or are you going to look through by yourselves? He does work here, so he probably has a better understanding of the filing system than you guys do. But also, if you don't want him to, like, get wise to the investigation, it would make sense if you didn't let him help.
Let's see if we can just get him to point us in the right direction to get started.
Yeah, just kind of like overview like where things are. You don't need to.
All right, so you ask him to help you then, because he already told you that the stuff's in there. If you're asking for more than that, he has to like point it out himself.
Like, do we really want to get him involved?
And what harm would it be?
I mean, it's kind of true. It
Yeah.
could just be that you guys are looking into something, and maybe it's just an address, maybe it's just a house. So we'll say you guys get him to help, and he likes Fergus, so he'll help you out. He's bored anyway.
Probably doesn't get a lot of actual requests in a given day.
Like none. So the records room is a barely controlled mishmash of water-stained boxes, photo sheets, and 28 huge pre-World War II filing cabinets. Papers are not filed here so much as abandoned, and this is not all the paperwork. Every record from before 1940 was packed up in 1966 and moved off-site into storage. Access to those files is difficult, if you were to ask Freeman. Anthony's last name is Freeman. So, if you want to go back further than that, it might require a bit of persuasion on Anthony's part. But the record of ownership of 1206 Spooner Street reads interestingly as a chain of deaths, suicides, accidents, and murders. Let's see here. So are you guys going to go through all of it?
Yeah, or Fergus would want to at least.
It's going to take
Yeah.
12 to 15 hours of work.
That's nothing unusual for him.
Does either of you have bureaucracy or history? I know you do, but what's it at?
My bureaucracy is at 40.
Mine's at 50, history's at 60.
Okay, so you guys don't even have to roll. You discover a basic chronology from 1940 onward, and this will tell you who's lived and died there and when. So, let's see here. There's a lot going on. So, let me throw this at you. Ciao.
Like it was a taped Excel document. Like they didn't even try.
So, Michael and Isabel Wheeler are on record as having owned it in 1956. After 1956, it went to George and Margaret Crease, who there was apparently a murder-suicide. It went to Michael Doherty after that. Died in an accident. Adam and Rebecca Ture and family. Accidental death. Jonathan Reese, a suicide. Dr. George Weaver, an accident. Thomas and Imogen Greeley and family. Fire. Peter Diaz, suicide. Gareth Gidjos, accident. Jason and Janine Alkin, gas leak. John Tyler, accident. Louis Tycroft, suicide. Amanda Braintree and family, suicide. Andrea Falcone, accident. Yamila Isari, who you know, suicide. And Special Agent Arthur Donnelly, as you know, a suicide. Looking into any of these people individually is going to require a good bit of further research. Which you guys said you committed to. So, let's see what you find.
Yeah, I was gonna say Fergus would do it if.
Who are you looking into?
Do something
You'll have to look into one at a time.
else. He's very methodical, so he'd start at the beginning.
Interesting that you start there, because there are no actual records of them surviving here except for their names as ownership on, like, a deed. It seems if you want to know about them, you'd probably have to go to the news archives.
Mhm.
So, there's no information here about them. Probably have to go to a library.
Alright.
So, a different name you'll have to pick unless you want to leave right now.
No, he would figure out whatever needs to be done here first.
Alright,
Okay, so
pick a
it's
name.
multiple. So just go down the list. George
Alright,
and Margaret.
so George and Margaret Crease. So, they were locals who moved into the Wheeler house following the death of Isabel Wheeler in 1956. They updated the house. They added amenities. There were a lot of renovations they did. Let's see. So apparently there were reports about them getting into domestic disputes with neighbors. George had become reclusive until he renewed his interest in the church. He then became a devout follower and attended church almost obsessively. His wife, Margaret, spent an exorbitant sum of money to renovate the house again in 1957 to restore huge wall mirrors in the master bedroom, which are still there. Which you only even know that because the home was photographed for a local trade magazine at the time. On the 12th of October in 1960, George Crease drove to a sporting goods shop. He bought a double-barrel shotgun and 20 shells. He drove home and shot his wife and then himself. Margaret had been shot in front of the mirrors in the master bedroom, and most of her head was embedded in them. George had then attempted to set fire to the house before shooting himself. A neighbor extinguished the fire before it could spread. The community was devastated by these killings. That probably took a few hours of putting pieces together to find out. And by now, it is going to be pretty late. You can power through the night if you want and keep studying, but I will tell you that fatigue is quite a thing in Delta Green. So you may want to come back tomorrow.
Okay.
On the way out, could we ask Anthony if he wants anything along with the mocha tomorrow?
Oh, do you?
That's a good idea.
He says, yeah, sure. Bring me like a bagel. And you guys depart for your crummy motel. And we move back to the coroner. The boys have taken him out for a drink.
That we
Jeremy
have.
Irons and John absent. And he's about 3 or 4 beers deep. And you can tell his lips are a good bit looser now than they were in the office. What do you want to ask him? You gonna ask him again about, like, the earlier deaths?
Yeah, reapply what we asked before.
Yeah, so there was this guy, Louis Tycroft, who's a lawyer.
Really tight.
He actually handled my estate before he went. He kind of started going downhill, though, pretty soon after that. Deteriorating mental state. He had an encounter with the police before he killed himself. He did. You weren't here yet. Obviously.
Clearly.
I was amazed when I did his autopsy. I'd never seen anything like it. He shot himself twice in the chest. The first wound should have been instantly fatal. It
And yet he
defies all
lived long
reality.
enough to shoot himself again, you mean?
He shouldn't have been able to. At all.
Huh.
Are you positive it was him?
Yeah, nobody else was around. He did it in front of us.
Oh,
James, he's the,
I
James, he's the
didn't.
coroner. Come on now.
But I mean, I didn't realize he did it in front of him. I was like, maybe this is just like suspicious circumstance. But
No, he shot himself twice.
And the fact he pulled it off is the suspicious circumstance we're talking about.
I don't know about suspicious, it's just odd.
well, that's what I was saying. I was saying, like, was there suspicious? But no, you just said he did it right in front of you, so never mind.
And then before him, there was well, maybe it was after him. I don't remember. There was John Tyler, who's a weird little guy. Moved in 1989. No one ever knew him that well. He worked at a supermarket. He was the night manager. Always kind of an outsider. We discovered him in '94. I ruled his death an accident, but that's because I couldn't find any evidence that somebody killed him. The house was locked, and he was dead in the master. His lungs, they were full of water. There was no sign of struggle. The tub was dry as a bone. The plug was even in the drain. I don't know how that water got there.
What the hell? Yeah, that's a weird one. I'm just
I
glad to
don't
hear
know.
it's not the neck thing again, I guess.
Seems interesting.
And do either of you have like more than 40 human?
No.
Isn't that the human thing you said?
Yeah, human.
I have 10.
I've got 60.
All right, so you can tell he's holding something back from you, inebriated as he is. Does anyone have persuade?
I do.
Roll it.
I'm 20.
Mark it.
Well, I
All right then.
will give it a
90.
shot.
90 is not gonna do it.
17.
Oh my God, John Absent with the 20% persuade.
Damn. Okay, John.
All right, so John,
it.
you convince him to open up a little bit about what he's seen. He says to you, "Every death that happens in that place, it defies logic. It's a string of them, even before I was coroner. That house is evil. Everybody in town knows it. We know it as sure as we know the sky is blue." He just keeps drinking.
I mean, there being that many deaths in such a short period is certainly something to consider.
All right, and I'm gonna see you guys go to bed after that.
Fair enough.
And it is the next day. So at about 6 a.m. Let's see. Let's see. Here, I'll roll a d4 for this. Let's see what the list has to say. Fergus. You had a call on your personal cell, Fergus.
All right.
It's Detective Valdiva. And he says to you, "Hey, I'm at the house. We've there's been some interesting happenings. I'm in the living room."
At the house? What are you doing at the house?
I got a hunch in the middle of the night. Something didn't add up with what we found yesterday, so I checked it out. There's something interesting here. You should come see it.
Okay. I guess. That,
All right, so you head out.
Hesitantly, he would actually probably check to make sure detective wasn't in the room.
No, you wouldn't. Why would you?
I don't know. That's
Would
good
you
point.
ask? Would you tell any of the others that I called?
It's 6 a.m. Nobody else is awake yet.
Yeah, let me think. Okay, so it's.
I mean,
6 a.m.
remember to play in character.
Yeah, that's
like-
what I'm trying to do. So it's 6 a.m. Just waking up from the phone call. She had said to get there. Yeah, I probably wouldn't think anything about it as much. I mean, I'd still be nervous to do that when they said not to go to the house. But
Yeah, but apparently Valdiva's there. Valdiva's fine.
yeah, if I didn't get any indication that there might be something else fishy with it, the phone call, then yeah, I would go.
You wouldn't.
Okay.
All right, you head over in your own car.
Yep.
Well, your rental. And no, Valdiva, you're not there.
I'm aware.
And you arrive. You see a light coming through like the front of the house, the living room window, as it seems, making you think Valdiva's probably in there. It's still a little bit dark because it's so early. And you approach the front door.
Yeah.
Okay, just a moment.
Well, that should be good.
That's
The music died.
yep.
With Scooby Doo, we're screwed. Or we're all safe.
So as you reach the front door, you
Bangers
begin
sounds
to
nice.
hear this music playing.
I mean, this shit up. Favorite big dog.
It's playing softly through the front door.
So softly I can't hear. Oh, there.
Yeah, I'll
No,
turn it up a little
yeah.
bit.
It's Moonlight Sonata.
It is Moonlight Sonata.
Oh.
Yep.
Yeah, I would be mesmerized.
Yeah, just a moment. And let me see what your power score is.
Hours 12.
Power's 12. Okay. Alright. So on the front door, oh no, this is not. Okay, give me a sec. I have to go up. There we go. So do you have an art skill? Like a musical art skill? Or
Probably
what is your
not.
intelligence?
Intelligence is 16.
Okay, that's very high intelligence. You would recognize this as Beethoven's Moonlight Sonata.
Yeah, he would definitely, probably one of his favorites. So.
Alright, let's see. Do you knock on the door, or do you just open it?
I would probably just open it since nobody's living here at the moment, right? Like,
Alright, so you just open it?
yeah.
The music just stops.
Huh.
Roll sanity.
Say-
Alright, you succeeded. You take 0 sand damage. So you step inside, close the door behind you. You would probably try and find
Yeah, I would-
Valdiva, or would
I would
you
call
shout
out.
for Valdiva?
Yeah, I would call
Alright,
out.
you call out for Valdiva, and there is no answer.
Yeah, then he would, I guess, start going from room to room looking, still calling out for her as he does.
Alright, let me get this map. I think there's actually a scene map. Let's see. Spooner Avenue. Activate.
Ooh, nice floor plan.
I know, right? So, you would have started in at the front door, which means that currently you're in the den.
Mhm.
Which direction would you head first?
Let's see. If you would have walked into the den from there, most likely the breakfast nook and kitchen area would be next.
All right. Let's see what there is to do there.
All I'm saying is that bonus room does not make any sense. Like, from
Well,
a sense,
it's a room that was added on to the house.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, but like it's like hanging over the edge of the garage. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it was put on top of the garage.
Yeah, but it's past it. It's like a
It's some weird design, I'll give you that. But this house is kind of weirdly designed because of how many people have lived in it and added onto it and renovated it.
Suburban Winchester mystery house.
Something like that.
McMansion.
Yeah, so you
McMansion.
head through the kitchen and, keep going. Where do you go from there?
Start looking into the utility closet, master bedroom area.
All right, so the master bedroom. Let's go down to that.
Ah, yes, the master bedroom.
Yes, the place where things happened. So you're looking around the master bedroom. And you hear the bath start.
That's...
A woman is singing in French.
I think now would be a good time to mention that Baldiva is not a woman. Baldiva. His name is Nicholas.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see.
We'll just put that in there. There we go.
Yeah, I'll slip up, but I remember.
No, it's fine. Don't worry about it. It's just funny.
But yeah, there's a woman singing in French and the bath is running. You can't see into there. Do you check it out?
I would creep up cautiously because if nobody's supposed to be in the house or living there, yeah.
So you walk in. The bath is drawn. The faucet is off. And the singing ceases. There's no one in the tub. There is water in the tub, though. And you feel like you can see some sort of displacement in it. Do you go to see what it is?
Yeah, he would look into it.
So you reach in, and you feel something cold. And as you feel around, it's like the feeling of skin, but cold skin, as if like a dead body. And it's small, as if a child.
Yeah, he would
Roll
definitely
sanity.
recoil at that.
Yep, roll sanity.
Uh-oh.
You have failed, but not critically failed. Let us roll. Well, actually, you just roll a d4. That's how much sanity you're taking.
A 96 is not a crit fail.
So crit fails only happen on double digits, and 99 and 1. Well, 1 is always a crit success. But, yeah, so you take 3 sand damage.
Okay.
Interesting.
The tub begins to drain.
So, like, wouldn't 88 have been a crit fail?
Yes.
Okay.
So the tub begins to drain. Do you watch it as it drains?
He would probably start to slowly back out.
Are you watching just to make sure nothing jumps out at you?
Yeah.
Alright, well, that means you are watching.
Yeah.
And you see the water draining around a shape that definitely resembles that of a dead child. So go ahead and roll sand again.
Oh, jeez.
Go ahead and roll that d4 again.
Okay, I'm at my breaking point, I think.
Your breaking point?
Yeah.
Oh shit, you hit that already?
Alright, so you hit... Well, he might have already gotten damage from the last one.
Oh boy.
Yeah, it probably. Yeah, he.
Would
took
you like
bad
to
damage.
lean on a bond in order to not break here? Or do you just want to break?
No, let me go ahead and lean on a bond.
Alright, so go ahead and roll me a d4.
Lot of threes.
You take no stress, but you do have to damage one of your bonds by 3.
By 3.
Oh, that's fascinating.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, you're essentially recalling a memory or a person who, gives you strength, but associating that person with your trauma damages your bond with them.
Okay, that's actually fascinating. Therapist it is.
Alright.
You meant
Gonna have to find a new
fix my
therapist.
problems, right? Here, have my problems.
As you're backing away, a blue hand reaches out over the edge of the tub. A dead boy stands up, blue and bloated. He walks slowly towards you.
It's in complete shock. He's again trying to back up, getting away from.
Alright, you didn't say you looked away, so...
No, he still would be mesmerized by it.
He looks at you, he looks up at you, he opens his mouth. Rancid water and grubs spill out onto the floor. He runs over and grabs your leg.
Yep.
When you look down at him, he disappears. Roll sand. Zero damage.
Ooh. Narrow.
At this point, I think your character would probably flee this house.
Yeah, that's what he was doing. Was in the process of fleeing. So.
Yep. So you run. Go ahead and roll me luck. Luckily,
That
you're
was
not
luck.
super far into the house, and your luck holds up. The front door is not locked, and nothing happens on the way out. You get back in your car, and you can feel, for a moment as you speed away, that the house is watching you. You arrive back at the motel, and Valdiva is actually just stepping out of his room and stretching.
Fergus, you're up early.
Yeah. And actually, odd thing happened. I got a call from you saying you were at
What?
the house looking at something. So I went to check it out. It was probably one of the bigger mistakes I've made in my life.
You went to the house.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Not even going to deny it, Valdiva? Not going to deny that you made a call to him?
I just woke up. What?
Yeah. Go ahead and take a minute and wake up, and we can discuss this.
What do you mean you got a call from me?
Do both of you check your call history?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's nothing there from either of you.
Okay. I swear I got a call from you.
Roll sand. Both of you roll sand.
Sanity goes fast in this. Ooh.
It's just a 1 sand loss, Roderick.
Listen. Oh, right here.
You do not lose sanity.
Slowly ticking down.
If you'd gone insane in that house, who knows what would have happened?
Yeah, that
Fun stuff.
only good things, I'm sure.
We may have been
house.
walking into your corpse.
Alright.
Probably a strangely suspicious suicide mark.
So you guys know now that, well, at least you two, you know that the house can do that, or that something can do that. Can mimic a voice. Or at the very least, Fergus knows. Valdiva might still be skeptical, because Valdiva didn't experience it.
Plus, from the last case.
Yeah, Valdiva might suspect that Fergus just wanted to.
Fergus is making an excuse to check out the house.
Yeah.
Fergus is like that. It's true.
Yeah, very inquisitive.
It's like,
But,
listen, I know there's some fuck shit going on with the house, but I don't know if I believe you got a call from me, especially when, I don't know evidence of that.
No, that makes perfect sense, but I mean, I'm not making this up, so...
Yeah, recalling the voice, Fergus, it was an exact one-for-one copy of Valdiva's.
Nah.
There was no difference. There was zero possibility that even the most discerning ear could have told the difference.
Yeah, from my recollection, it was definitely you. I don't know what could do that, but after our last case, I'm not fully sure I understand everything this well anymore.
And considering what you witnessed in the house,
Yes.
things are getting a little strange.
So, if you're up to it, I can tell you what happened.
All right, so do you brief Valdiva on everything?
I mean, if he's willing to listen and stuff, yeah.
I mean, considering, I do believe you went to the house, and you're visibly shaken enough that I believe something happened in the house.
All right, so
Yeah.
Valdiva is told of all the things, and Valdiva, go ahead and roll me a SAN upon hearing
Yeah.
the recounting.
Fair enough.
You lose 1 SAN.
Oh.
Pretty often, a success will still result in SAN loss.
It's just a matter of attrition versus active loss.
Yeah. All right, so after that, making peace with that, do you guys head back to your research?
Yeah, Fergus would definitely want to look into any small children that died at the house now.
Oh, you're gonna look into that specifically. So you're gonna look into people with families.
Yeah.
Wasn't there just like one family that died there?
There were
There were a couple.
There were three.
It-
There were three
closed.
families.
I closed the thing already, but
There's 3 families.
With the most
One-
of 2 dead.
But only one was an accident, or listed as an accident.
All right, so you guys are gonna look into that, but we'll switch over to our 2 other wayward heroes.
me and gang.
So you guys have gotten everything you're gonna get out of the coroner.
Yep.
Fair
What's
enough.
the next string you're pulling on?
Well,
I was curious about that green box, I'm not gonna lie.
You guys want to check out the green box?
loot.
It can sometimes contain very useful things.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and see what's in
I'd say go for
Can't hurt.
it. I'm curious.
It can also help, even if we don't pick anything now, at least we know what's in there, and then if we're like, oh wait, green box has
Yeah.
something that's useful.
Resources are the name of the game.
No,
So,
name of
the
game is
Meadowbrook
right
Store is a small lot southwest of the house that you all know and love. It includes 50 large storage sheds, which are surrounded by a 4-meter fence topped with razor wire. It's pretty secure. There is a single 2-room trailer that stands at the entrance, which serves as its office. There are 3 full-time employees that work the facility, but only one is ever on duty at a time. So, when you get there, you're going to encounter a woman named Miglia,
The name?
and she's just kind of sitting at the front reading a newspaper.
You said it was Miglia, right?
Yeah, Miglia.
That's a fascinating name I've never heard before.
All right.
I'd say Jeremy would approach. Hey, how you doing today?
She doesn't really look up. She says, "What can I do for you?"
We're looking to get access to storage unit 2230.
She considers for a moment, and then her eyebrows kind of pop up, and she says, "Oh yeah, why? Who are you?"
Should I pull the badge? I'd imagine Jeremy would have a badge on him, right?
You could, but remember, you pull your badge, this suddenly becomes associated with the department.
No, that's true. That's true.
Remember, if you pull your badge and somebody is dissatisfied with the way you act, your supervisor of your actual job will be notified.
That is true.
Mind you, pulling the badge is a powerful play. If it works, it can make things a lot easier for you. Everything is risk and reward.
Damn it.
Well, what did the guy tell us about? Well,
It was Donnelly's storage unit, the guy who killed himself.
Okay. Would we not?
You could make up lies. If you wanted to, you could say that you're his estate. You could inquire as to like.
Could we not go get the key?
The key. They have the key.
Yeah, we don't have that at all.
Why is this storage unit like that? That's weird. Okay.
Oh man, do I want to pull the badge?
You can. You have decent persuade, and you might not even need it if I deem that your reasoning is good enough.
I mean, we're investigating his death, and
Do people know that Donnelly's death happened in that house?
A lot of people do. That house has a history.
Yeah, I think it was publicized back in the
Probably.
Yeah, it
newspaper.
made its rounds in the newspaper, and it made its rounds on the internet.
probably say that we're just investigating the house.
Yeah, I'd say he'll pull the badge, he'll show it. There's an ongoing investigation at 1206 Spooner Ave. Donnelly fella. Something
read
happened to him. We're not quite sure what's going on there, but if we're trying to find any leads, well, that was his unit. It'd be a good place to start.
Go ahead and roll me persuade.
Alrighty. Bingo.
Very good. And she says, fine. He isn't paid up for a whole 9 months. Probably gonna take whatever's in there out of it soon enough.
Dead.
Auction it.
Fair enough.
He's
He's dead.
What you
But
doing when we're
sometimes
gone ain't my
estate-
business.
Like, estates will pay stuff.
True.
But,
It's
yeah, she gives you the
appreciated.
key.
Off we go.
Alright. You guys get past her.
It worked! Yeah!
Yeah.
I don't know if 4 was a good roll, but I'm happy with it.
No, yeah,
Very
that's
good roll.
very good.
That's
Single digits
the
is usually pretty good.
fourth highest possible roll, or fourth lowest, but fourth best.
So aren't crits 1 and then, like, double of the same digit, just so I
Yeah,
make
so
sure
it'd be
I have
1
it right?
and then 11, 22,
Oh, like 11,
33,
22,
44.
33. Yeah, okay.
Alright.
Good to know. I just wanted to make sure.
But still, lower numbers are better because it's
Lower numbers are
the
still
target
good, yeah.
percentage.
So, you unlock it, take the padlock off, and you fling the door open. Inside, there is an antique table, a sofa bed, 2 plastic-wrapped twin mattresses. There are 3 empty biohazard containers,
Ooh.
2 bags of quicklime, 2 new shovels, 4 pairs of work gloves, a hat lamp, 14 empty quart-sized metal containers for gasoline with pour spouts, 2 empty gallon-sized plastic gasoline containers, 3 newly minted, taped together in a piece of cardboard. These are keys for 1206 Spooner.
The keys are immediately an interest to me.
Yeah, well, this was Donnelly's shed.
It does make sense.
There are 400 rounds of shotgun shells, 12 gauge, and 2
God.
brand new Mossberg shotguns with the serial numbers ground off.
So,
John, I gotta ask, you ever know how to shoot?
let me look. I do know how to shoot.
Nice. There are also various fake identities made out for Special Agent Donnelly, including one as a Meadowbrook gas inspector and one as an assistant county coroner. There is
Gas
a
inspector.
Nikon F36 telephoto lens and a Nikon reflex camera. There are also Donnelly's notes from the investigation.
Steal those.
Yep, of course you'd instantly take those. And there's
yeah.
the remains of 24 burned photographs. And a crumbling 4-foot-long wooden coffin covered in recent dirt.
Okay, can we look inside the coffin? I feel like
You look inside the coffin?
Am I about to take a sanity hit?
Inside the
Probably.
crumbling coffin are the remains of Anton Ture, now rotten to the point of disintegration. You only know this because of a small metal plaque.
So he
It
dug up
says
the body
Anton
of a
Ture,
kid.
1957 to 1966. A child. Go ahead and roll me Sam.
I'd imagine I'm also rolling that.
If you saw
What?
it, yes.
Yeah, he'd look.
Who won?
I think I clicked it.
No sand loss.
4 again?
No sand
Damn,
loss.
two fours. I really like the number 4.
Yeah, you've seen some pretty bad stuff on the job, Jeremy. And John,
The
you're a forensics expert.
I've also seen a bunch of dead bodies.
That was about. We're the right people for it.
The only reason this would have gotten either of you is because it's a kid.
Yeah. So, couple things I've noted from the list, at least that I instantly remember. He had 2 pairs of everything, except for work gloves. He had 4 pairs of those or whatever. So either he's working with somebody, or maybe he just has a backup. Like, I don't know.
Either's possible.
Nobody-
You can
nobody
ask
would
about
buy.
any of the items. There's
He said the IDs.
There's stuff for all of them.
Were they still his name, or were they a different name for the IDs?
They were not his name. They were cover IDs.
Okay.
There's no way that it could have been a second guy, because
So
no one buys
coroner,
this much shit.
the corner ID is obvious. It's the same reason we went. So we should. I wonder if he spoke to our coroner guy. Do they care about going back and asking? We might.
What, do you think Elma might have know something?
I don't know.
Elmer
We could
told
see-
you everything that he knows, and your humit was high enough that you're pretty sure you got everything.
Okay, well, I was just meaning relation to what the guy asked him. But also, the other thing was gas inspector. Now, do we think he got gas inspector just to look at the house, or for some other reason?
Well, Donnelly bought the house.
Are there dates on the IDs that would? Actually, I'm not there. I can't say anything.
But no, you can out of character give
Yeah.
suggestions to them.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's
Not a bad
Yeah,
idea to look at.
the fake identities do not have dates that are of any significance.
My
Yeah.
question is, you said there were new unused shovels,
They are unused, yes.
but obviously he's already dug up the grave.
I mean, he must have had a
Really?
third one that he did use.
Yep. Maybe we go check out the graveyard.
You wouldn't really know where to look.
Weird fucking situation.
Can we get
Can you get what?
that list you gave us? Can you just like copy paste it?
I was about to say, is there somewhere you can put that?
Can we
Oh,
Yeah.
here, let me see.
Yeah, just put it in the notes.
It would be nice to have everything to refer to.
Yeah,
You
some of
said
the
a lot of
like,
shit.
maybe we can just get this copy paste.
Yeah, that did confirm my suspicion that it was correct.
Well, here, how about I just tell you, like, what's significant?
Okay.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, sure.
So, the table is not related to the house. You don't need to worry about it. The
Okay.
burned photos. The only thing you can glean from them is that they show trace images of the house. But anything beyond that is impossible to tell.
Okay.
Let's see here. Denelli's
Okay.
notes.
Obviously.
I assume you'd go over them.
Yep.
This is more of a visual than it is the notes themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Sure is not dead. Roaming the house only at night. Grave. Well, didn't Fergus go there at like 6 a.m.?
Well, I don't think we'd know that.
I know.
Yeah,
I'm
actually, you
just
guys
thinking-
never powwowed.
I know, but I'm just thinking like mentally. Do we count that as a night?
Yeah, because Irons isn't staying at the motel, and
And death.
It was
What
kind of an
was it?
interstitial time.
yeah,
Why is
Remember
he
what
doing a-
happened to him? Didn't like they were haunts, but they weren't like grotesquely violent or anything. Perhaps going during full nighttime would be worse.
Yeah. Ter's not
I'm
dead.
seeing the at
in
night
the house.
thing only
Yeah.
at
talk
night.
to it tonight.
Shovel
My
Glove's
game
headlamp.
knows
knows
I'm
I'm watching it.
My question is, why is there a question mark after Shovel Glove's headlamp cache? Is that just like what he's thinking about?
I think
Right.
it might have been like
He's
early in the
clearly writing
investigation,
to
like,
himself,
yeah.
debating.
Music from
Like,
Dying
like,
Room,
am I gonna need
laughter, noise
this?
upstairs, someone else in the house,
Stream
whatever, not
messages.
returning calls. Oh, sorry, that's the other.
That's the one person that died in there.
Yeah. What's that?
Ooh.
Isari. Yeah, it's Isari. So Yumila Isari, former owner.
I can tell you more if you like.
Please do. I'm very
Was
intrigued
that
now.
was that Falk? Something death? Coroner?
Who knows? So, Donnelly was apparently a local. He had heard stories of this house as a child. Of course, he moved away to be an FBI agent, but he came back.
Mm.
The thought that it was haunted actually hadn't crossed his mind until Amanda Braintree's death a few years back. He investigated the house under the guise of a would-be buyer. He found himself actually considering purchasing it, but he shook that off, recognizing that the desire to purchase it was actually being foisted onto him unnaturally. Delta Green agents tend to develop a sense for these things. He sent word up to Delta Green and waited, but Delta Green never got back to him. His notes have a large gap in them, but they resume when Yumila Isari enters the picture. But the notes are haphazard and disjointed. He tried to dissuade her from buying the house, but he recognized that unnatural obsession that the house had tried to infect him with had infected her. And he couldn't stop her. And he couldn't bring himself to stop her himself. So he stepped up his surveillance on Isari. And he found that she had begun to isolate herself in the house. As you approach the last few pages, his statements become increasingly bizarre, written almost like math equations. They stop having an order. They kind of jump all over the place. Reading these pages paints the picture of a man bent on a single purpose, which is uncovering this house's secret. Do either of you have psychotherapy at 30 or human at 60?
I have human at exactly 60.
Very good. So you can tell that Donnelly was very nearly psychotic toward the end of this notebook.
Interesting.
Yeah, it. Written over several times.
Mm-hmm.
It presumably being the house. Obviously, we don't know
Open
that.
house
Yeah,
next week, buy it, burn it. Yep.
He also said, burn it, Kreese tried, it didn't work. I assume Kreese is one of the other buddies. I don't remember all the names.
We jump
Yeah.
back to our other
So we have shotguns now.
souls.
Shotguns.
Yep, you have a
This gives me a
couple of
chance to-
very, very illegal felonious shotguns.
Yeah.
So do not get caught with those.
Yeah, definitely not.
Alright. So
Turn them in to get good boy points with the
So you guys are looking into families because of Fergus's experience with a child in there.
Mhm.
And the first family is going to be Adam and Rebecca Ture. With
It's the
their
only one that was
kids.
listed as an accident.
So, the Tures were transplants from Montreal, Quebec. They moved into 1206 Spooner Avenue in 1963 with their two children, Elise and Anton. They lived there seemingly without incident until 1965, when Rebecca Ture was briefly hospitalized for mental exhaustion. She spent 6 weeks in mental hospital and was treated with electroshock therapy. This was 1965.
It was 1965.
Rebecca resumed life as a homemaker. Elise, however, had become a problem. The 8-year-old became violent at school and was often sent home for swearing. On January 12th, 1966, Rebecca Ture discovered her son, 9-year-old Anton, drowned in the toilet bowl of the master bedroom. The door to the bathroom was locked from the inside. Rebecca Ture was permanently hospitalized from that point on, Adam Ture left the area, taking his wife and daughter, and never returned. Drowned in the master bedroom does match up with what you saw. A bloated and blue child. Fergus.
That does explain the Canadian mental health laws item up there. They went back to Canada.
This would most likely be the boy I saw.
See.
And there are... we would definitely look into the other families just to be
So you want to look into all the families?
Yeah, just to be sure that was whatever he saw.
All right, so Thomas and Imogen Greeley next. Let's see. I think looking into them might actually be harder than the others. I have to look.
Because there's a fire.
This is interesting. It's not... I can't find anything on them. I swear I read about them.
I mean, you can always skip to the Braintree.
Yeah.
Because
I could,
the fire being there would probably...
It might be that they weren't there that long. But I have to look. Alright. Alright, so we'll skip up to Amanda Braintree and her family. Alright, let's see. You actually can't find anything about her.
Interesting.
Quite.
Especially for something so recent.
It is strange, huh?
Can you ask Anthony if there's any... the documents would have gone anywhere?
Yes, you can ask him. Just a moment. Alright, so... if you want to look into stuff that was stored pre-1940, you are going to have to really convince Anthony to help you with that.
Well, I'm more looking at towards the recent ones. I'm not worried about the...
Oh, okay, the recent ones. Alright. Well, you gotta pick a name, so which name you picking?
Well, since we said you couldn't find anything on Braintree, or Braintree, I'll start with that one. Just ask it, or just inquire about the missing information or not being able to find anything.
Well, when I say you're not able to find anything, what I mean is you're not finding anything useful. Like, nothing that connects them.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry. I probably wasn't clear about that. Yeah, you're not finding anything useful. Like as if they're not really a part of your investigation.
Gotcha. That makes more sense. Okay.
Like, it just seems mundane, whatever happened to them. Though it does take hours of looking through to make sure it's mundane.
Does that at least confirm some of your suspicion as to the identity of what you saw?
It does. You don't see anything else that might stick out. Maybe we should meet up with the others, see what they've found, and relay the information to them.
Oh god, they don't know anything. Yeah, we should probably tell them.
It's true. You guys have not communicated. which is when we switch back to our cop and forensics expert. You get a call. Actually, let me roll a D2 for this.
Me again?
1. All right, let's see who's 1. That's going to be John. John, you get a call. It's from your handler, Pikel. Hey, John.
Right?
I need you to get down to the house. Just you. Leave Jeremy to keep combing over whatever you guys are looking at. This ain't that urgent, but I need you down here. Your forensics expertise is going to come in handy.
Consider me on my way.
Good. And he hangs up.
On my way, I guess.
Alright, you split off.
We have
There's
the
nothing
phone.
you can... Yeah, exactly. He doesn't remember, though. If you'd been like, why aren't you calling on the encrypted phone, that would have been a good one, but he didn't remember. Because he's the one that has it.
Forgot. John absent, dying.
Absent-minded.
John absent-minded. Alright. Let's see.
Realistically, he'd probably forget.
So you get to the front door. And it seems like a normal house.
Man, this house is normal.
You have a power of 15. That is high power, which means the house is probably going to have a harder time with you.
Straight house in it.
Alright, so do you just walk in the front door? Or do you knock?
I knock because I don't have a key with me. I don't assume that it's unlocked.
Alright.
I know, obviously, we got the keys from the... Why can I never... From Arthur's storage, but I don't think I would have brought one with me.
Just a moment. Alright. You knock, and a voice from within says, "Come in!" And it's a female voice. It sounds cheery.
Interesting.
You
But
go in.
John has nothing to suspect. It's not like we consolidated with Fergus yet or anything, so...
Yeah. Alright, you walk in. You close the door behind you, and you look around the room. Go ahead and roll me alertness.
Skills... 80.
You failed. Check it off.
It's already checked.
Sometimes it's good to fail.
Right,
You didn't
like
notice a thing that would have fucked with your sanity. Alright. So you don't see the source of the female voice anywhere. But, obviously Pikel's in here somewhere, right?
Yeah.
You call for him, or do you go looking for him?
I'd call for her.
Nobody answers you.
I would just call out, like, where are you guys? I guess, because I'm assuming that whoever he's with is the female or whatever. So, presumably...
A male voice calls from upstairs.
Is it
up
Michael's
here.
voice, or is it somebody?
It's just a male voice.
Then upstairs I go. Poor John. John's about to get fucked.
Head up the stairs. Well, you came in the middle of the day. Not as bad as it could be. Though the sun is, going to set in a few hours.
Hopefully I'm not here that long.
Hopefully.
I head upstairs.
Head upstairs.
Bonus room. Hangs over the garage. Freak.
It do. Alright. Bonus room. I must scroll. There we go. So when you walk in the room, the rocking chair in it is moving. Do you approach it?
Nope.
You don't approach it. It's just gonna keep rocking. Then it just keeps rocking. Go ahead and roll me sand.
I'm just gonna look at that and I'm gonna be like, yeah, that's great, buddy. Oh, that's not great.
You lose 2 sanity.
Okay.
Yep, it's just rocking.
I'll call out again.
You call out again, and the chair stops rocking.
That's great.
You hear footsteps approaching you. They get closer and closer and closer until they just pass right by you and go down the stairs. Roll sand. You're fine. What do you do?
Is there any like dust up here? Would I see footprints marking, or just hear them?
It's fairly dusty up here, and
So
yes, the footprints would have fucked with the dust.
All right. I'm debating playing a sarcastic character again, as is my tendency. I think it'd be funny, but I'll try switching things up. I guess, obviously, John knows something's fucked. Yeah, would creep back downstairs, still calling out for pickles.
So as you turn around, a very strong odor of gas suddenly fills the room. A
Sprint
woman's
downstairs.
laughter can be heard downstairs, as well as somebody fucking around in the kitchen, throwing things. This continues for a few seconds. You start to become lightheaded. Roll
There you
sanity.
go. Going to head downstairs faster. 26.
You don't lose any sanity and you go downstairs. Do you go to the kitchen,
No, I'm attempting to leave.
even though somebody's fucking with the kitchen?
Yes, because they're not responding to me. They're just fucking with the kitchen. And
Alright, roll luck.
Skills.
It's at the top of your sheet.
Oh. Is it? Oh, it is. 33.
All the noises cease, and the door flies open as you run toward it.
House wants to be gone. I said, get the fuck out
You
of here.
hear faint woman's laughter as you pass through the doorway.
Hear no fun.
One last sand roll on your way out.
Damn. 66. Oh, never mind.
Alright, no sand loss.
It was higher than it
Nice.
was.
Alright, you escaped.
I would like to give Jeremy a call. Be like, yo. Moon's
Alright, call
honking.
Jeremy.
Rack shotgun.
House is haunted.
The house is haunted. Hey, where you been? House is haunted. What? House is haunted. Yeah, I'd like to call Jeremy and be like, hey, shit's all fucked up, innit?
This shit sucks.
Okay, well, obviously, yeah, I'd pick up. Hey, John, what's going on?
Yeah, so, Pixels just called me to the house, and, I was coming up here, but I couldn't find him, and there's some lady or something in, and I went in, and I'm pretty sure the house is haunted.
You know,
So,
I do believe that's what everybody here has said.
Hold
so
on,
far.
Jeremy.
Okay.
You didn't hear anything that just got said.
Oh.
All you heard was John say, come to the house, I need help.
Oh my god.
God damn it!
I guess I'm going to the house.
Fuck.
I mean, I'm at the house.
Nah, you're speeding away. Your ass is panicked.
God damn it!
My bad, Jeremy.
So you think you just, like, warned Jeremy, and you heard Jeremy giving you affirmatives back.
Oh my god.
And now Jeremy's on his way to the house.
We're
Fergus,
going to
you
the
better fuck
house.
Would we
Sun
not
is going down, by the way.
pass each other on the road?
You might. Go ahead and give me a luck roll.
Both or just one?
Roll really high, my friend.
Just you,
I think
John.
low. I think low is what we want.
Or, yeah.
Nope.
Whoa!
You not pass each other on the road.
Godspeed, Jeremy. Jeremy, you have the shotguns.
I'm not carrying an illegal shotgun with me.
It's in your car.
He has a handgun on him, but not a
All right,
shotgun.
Jeremy.
All
It
right.
takes you a few minutes to get there, and the sun is setting. The door hangs open.
I mean, I feel like police training and all, he's just gonna go for it.
All right. You go to the house. You enter in. Close the door behind you. The sun has officially gone beneath the horizon.
Oh,
It is nighttime.
Oh, Jeremy.
Oh, Jeremy.
All right, let's see what your stats are. 13 power. That'll serve you better than less.
Yeah, Fergus, we might have fucked up by not competing with the
You
others.
probably should have told us.
Probably should have. I was wondering. I was like, these guys
I
aren't
was,
gonna.
I don't know.
All
I
right.
guess like in my brain, I was just like,
You
I
just
guess
didn't.
Jeremy's
You just
like,
didn't feel like warning us. Huh?
I don't know.
Normally Fergus would be obsessed with the little ghost. So
Yeah, Fergus just like dragged Valdiva off. Like,
yeah.
Alright. You guys talk amongst yourselves. I'm gonna take a piss before I make shit hit the fan.
Oh, goody, with me too.
oh boy.
Yep, my bad, Jeremy.
I mean, it's not your fault.
The damn house.
I was uninformed, and it may cost me.
I was also uninformed.
We were, yeah.
Not a team.
Well, hey,
yet.
notes for next time if Jeremy doesn't
We
die
all, to
horribly.
be fair, also it does kind of make sense on some level because like Valdiva and Fergus have worked together before. They don't know these other guys.
That is true.
Yeah, we were just called in. John absent.
Not absent-minded is fucking hysterical.
John absent-minded is great.
Oh my god.
I guess what's gonna happen is I guess you go to the motel, we reconvene, and then we're like, hey, where's Jeremy?
Where's
I
Jeremy?
don't know. I told him to stay away from the house. Some fucked up shit happened.
It's like, oh, oh no.
I mean, yeah, you guys might be put two and two together if it's like, oh yeah, we called.
We called him.
And then it's
Yeah.
like, wait a minute.
Yeah, I got called the house.
Hello, Sev.
All right.
I am here and ready to be torn asunder.
You're in the den. Go ahead and roll me luck.
Where is that?
It's at the
Top
top,
Top
of
of
the
your
sheet.
sheet.
Oh, it's literally just up top.
18 or 10 actually.
All right. Nothing happens in the den.
The door doesn't slam shut behind you.
Well, he shuts it behind him, but nothing happens in the den. Yeah. So John definitely isn't in the den. You don't know where he is. Do you call for him or do you go looking for him?
Definitely call for him.
You call for him. There is no answer.
Oh, for fuck's sake, John. Let's give the kitchen a shot.
All right. You head into the kitchen. Let's see here. So you begin to hear a bunch of clicks, one after another. There are 4 of them. Go ahead and give me an alertness roll.
Alertness. Oh, that's not good.
Ooh,
That's a crit too, yeah.
You can't find where it's coming from, but then you smell it. All 4 of the burners for the stove have been turned on to full.
They were fucking around in the kitchen, but I got the fuck out of
The
it.
pilot light must have gone out somehow. Do you turn them off?
Well, I would prefer the house to not burn down, so I guess I should.
How many
Turn them
people
off.
Died of fire on the
But when you
list.
pull your hand back from the knobs, it comes away sticky with blood. Roll me sanity.
All right.
You do not lose sanity from this.
What
I
the
just don't
fuck?
think it's blood. You're just like, what is this, syrup or something?
A noise comes from one of the cabinets just then. It startles you. Roll alertness.
Alertness. Better roll.
The central cabinet, as in the middle one, is the source of the noise. It's a scratching, hissing noise. It sounds like some sort of animal is inside it. You check it out.
The door was open.
You do have a gun, so if you're afraid of an animal, you could definitely like point your gun.
I wouldn't say he'd draw it yet.
All right. Are you checking it or are you ignoring it?
I would say he's gonna ignore it.
All right, you ignore it, and it does just continue.
I guess he wouldn't be too surprised that there's,
Like
something
just animals
potentially.
in here. Yeah.
I mean, it makes
It's
sense.
abandoned
The place
house.
is long abandoned.
Not that long abandoned, but definitely not lived in.
Yeah.
Abandoned enough that there might be animals.
Yeah. All right. Well, that scratching and hissing does continue, but other than that, there's nobody else in this kitchen, so you'll have to keep looking if you want to find your wayward comrade.
Try and call out for him again.
The hissing stops when you do so, but there is no answer.
Oh, great. Just where I want to be on my level.
The gas turned on. It would be reasonable to assume that he could have passed out somewhere from a gas leak.
Into the dining room.
All right. All right. The dining room looks through a 3-paneled gable window onto shrubbery in the front yard. There are doorways that lead to the foyer and the kitchen, and a gaudy 1950s chandelier. It flickers from time to time, seemingly having wiring problems. It's still filled with boxes of Yamila Asari's possessions. They've sat here for months.
Could be worth going through.
Would you like to?
Sure.
Alright, you go through them. You search through the boxes and you discover pages of yellowed paper. It seems to be ancient sheet music for Beethoven's Moonlight Sonata.
Wow. I don't really know what to do with that, but I have it.
Just a moment. Just then. I almost just DM'd Bailey my music command.
Oh, Jeremy, you poor boy.
From somewhere comes Moonlight Sonata.
From
If you want to roll
somewhere?
alertness, you might be able to figure out where.
Sure.
It's coming from beneath the floor. This house has no basement. Go ahead and roll me sand.
I was about to say, I feel like now would be a prime time for him to... Oh, I got exactly my...
Alright, 1.
I take 1.
1 sand.
That's a success.
Should I keep track of my max? Or...
No. When your sand decreases, it decreases.
Oh.
You can get it back only between operations, generally.
Got it.
Yeah, it's kind of a permanent situation.
Would you say that's a good enough time for him to fuck off? Especially
Well-
realizing there's not a basement.
First thing you're going to do is roll me power.
How would
Do
I
you
do
know that there's not a
You
basement?
click power.
Yeah, go
Oh,
into
yeah, there is
the
a button for it.
stats. Click the
Ooh,
Uh-oh.
75.
Damn, you failed a power on 65%. That sucks for you, buddy.
It does suck for me, doesn't it?
You get on your knees and you look at the floorboards.
Oh god, he's gonna
You
dig.
feel an
oh, you're
obsession.
fucked.
You
Oh,
want to
God.
pry them up.
Oh,
Oh, no.
god.
And you have the instruments to do it. So you begin to pry them.
Hands. It's his hands. He's prying.
It's been
He's
fun,
prying them with
Jeremy.
shovels. Or a shovel.
Oh, one of the ones from
Yep.
Arthur's. I didn't realize he had.
I imagine you guys would have taken whatever could have been useful.
True.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yep, so you pry them up, and you do find that there's a crawl space under there.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
I get the
Well,
feeling
bye,
that-
Jeremy. It was nice knowing you.
Yeah.
You do
Nice.
crawl into it.
It
Oh,
was
God.
nice knowing you.
Well,
Actually, there being a crawl space does make sense. Most has
There is dirt and filth, and you discover beneath there a veritable graveyard. Ancient bones of dogs, cats, and other local pets are stacked about across the foundation. And you find that there's at least 3/4 of a human skeleton. Go ahead and roll me sand.
Ooh.
Oh, buddy, you are rolling horrible.
Roll me a d4.
Would I just?
Yeah.
Yep.
Or 1d4.
1d4.
4.
You lose
Ow.
4 sanity.
Bye.
Down to 60.
Isn't your breaking point like?
We're not
he
there
hasn't
yet.
reached it yet. Yeah, he's fine.
I wouldn't say
Ooh.
fine, but
It's probably isn't your breaking point like? Probably has like 50.
52.
Yeah.
So you snap out of it, and you pull yourself out of this crawl space.
Okay.
Um,
I got shit's fucked.
and looking on the table is Asari's diary. That's what you actually found in the boxes. You had merely hallucinated Moonlight Sonata. Though the music does still play. The journal is around 60 pages, and it will take an hour probably to study. Not to mention, it's in Arabic.
Could I take it and leave? Because
You can. You have your wits about you again.
yeah, I'm gonna yoink that and then immediately try to get the fuck out of here.
Alright, you abscond. Well, you try to. Give me a luck roll.
Nope. Where is that? There it is. Ooh, that's a good roll.
Ooh.
It is. So good that the door slams shut and locks.
Oh. It wasn't actually good.
Do you try to force it, or do you try to find another way out?
I mean, he's an officer. I feel like he'd have the
Shoot the lock.
strength to at least try to get it
You
open.
can't seem to get it open.
What's
You
the
do have
point
a
of
gun.
and he's just insane.
I'm shooting the door, yeah.
Alright, you blow the handle clean off its hinge. And let's see. You got a good luck roll, so nothing happens when you do that, and the door opens. You get
And
out.
I'm gone. Thank God for being a cop.
Alright.
Fuck that
Get the
place.
fuck out of here.
Fuck that place.
Blast the door down.
I genuinely thought I was good. I was like,
Yeah,
well,
me too.
it's been fun, buddy.
With a lower
I heard you
power
start-
score, it might have got you.
I heard you start digging, and I was like, "Oh no!"
I was like, oh, he's prying up the floor. Oh, no.
we're gonna come back, and the floor's gonna be open, and you're just gonna be dead, face down in the fucking pit.
Probably would have been.
Yamchid.
Fuck you, don't yamcha me. No, I'd rather die any other way.
Or hit him with the, "This is my hole. It was made for me."
It was made for me.
Alright, let me switch back to our investigative music.
Ooh, I took a decent chunk of sanity damage there.
It happens.
Motherfucker, you lost like how many?
5.
How much did you last? 5? Yeah.
I mean, I'm still above my breaking point.
Yeah, I mean, you
Yeah.
have decent power, so your breaking point is pretty far from your sanity.
When does the breaking point reset when current sanity falls to or below? Okay, yeah, never mind.
Yeah, it'll reset each time you hit it, assuming you don't die in the process of hitting it.
Yeah, you have to go
So
back.
what's
sane.
that mean? Reset.
Oh, whoops, wrong one.
It just goes back to 15 below it.
Yep, you get a new breaking point.
So when I hit mine, I should have hit reset.
Yeah, it should have gone back down
So what's your
to
new
below
breaking
whatever you
point?
ended up at.
So your breaking point minus power again.
You can just set it to whatever it is now.
All right, I hit reset and it's at 35. So okay.
Bro was insane. Already.
And it's still not as bad as Panda's character.
No, that was.
Panda's
How bad
character.
was?
Well, he was a special operator, and he came in with like trauma already, so he already had a pretty low sand score.
And
Oh.
also, Panda did not put a lot into power, so it. Just
Yeah,
Oh.
he was
counted.
extremely good at combat, but
I feel like
he has the sanity of a special operator.
probably would have a high will.
Against people, he's great. Against horrors, not so
Yeah,
much.
that's what power is. It's fucking willpower. Duh.
Yeah, it's literally power.
I was trying to figure out where the power was. Obviously, it's willpower. Don't know why they had to make it power and not just.
So Jeremy,
That's
you
a
head
shortcut.
back to the motel.
Will.
John is already there waiting for you.
Hey man, where'd you go?
Jeremy is gonna look him right in his eyes. What the fuck was that?
What was what? I've been wondering.
Come
where
to
you
the
were.
house. I need your help.
I told you to stay away from the house. What the fuck are you
Bullshit.
talking
No, you
about?
didn't.
I told you to
Okay,
stay
did we hear
away
this?
from
Like,
the
we hear them
house.
arguing.
You guys are actually still going through shit.
Fuck.
I told you to stay away from the house, and you told me you would.
You must be hearing things, pal, because clear as day you told me to go. I went. Fuck that place.
Yeah, fuck that play. I assume you had similar shit to me happen, so I told you to stay away.
You're not pulling my leg.
I told you to stay away because I got chased out. Well, I didn't get chased out. I ran, but like there was some freaky shit happening.
There was some
Yeah,
fuck
no
shit.
shit.
There's a lot of
I-
gas smells and people fucking in the kitchen.
Yeah, I
Not
saw
fucking
the
in
body.
kitchen, but you saw a body?
Saw several.
Enough to make a man want to cry. The dining room's got a crawl space. I was halfway in it when I came to my wits, and God, the shit down there was awful.
All right. Do either of you check your call history?
Definitely.
Well, I mean, I did call him.
I mean, yeah, no, that is true. He did
I
call
bet you
me.
think you did, but there's nothing there.
Oh god.
Oh,
You're good.
And you never answer a call, Jeremy.
what? Okay. So,
So
Shit, it
shit's
really
all
wasn't you.
fucked, innit?
I thought you might have been pulling my leg, but now,
we need to go check on the other two. I would say call them, but we should
Yeah,
know
clearly that
better.
doesn't
But
fucking work.
we're going in person.
Yeah, right
All right.
behind you.
So now I'm going to share with you guys your directives. So you have 3 directives. You're to determine the cause of FBI Special Agent Arthur Donnelly's death. You are
killed
to
him.
focus your attention on the house, 1206 Spooner Avenue, Meadowbrook, New Jersey, and determine whether it represents an ongoing threat to the public, which I
Yes.
think you've determined.
Yep.
And once you've completed those 2 protocols, you are to inform your contact, as in your handler, and ask for further instruction. I think you have done these things.
Okay, 1, ghost driven insane. What was the second objective?
Why did Arthur, like, what was the cause of death for Arthur? And then
Well, yeah,
is
that's
the
what I
house
was
an
saying,
active
ghost
threat?
driven insane.
Yeah, so you
I
guys
think
are
that's
pretty
right.
sure you know what happened to Arthur, and you're pretty sure that the house is an ongoing threat.
I thought you said 3. Maybe I'm
Well,
going
the
insane.
third thing
Being
is to
contact.
call your
To
handler.
call
Oh,
them and
okay.
give a scope of the situation.
Okay, yeah. House drove insane. Almost drove us insane.
All right, so
With the secure phone.
yeah, you guys all meet up. You debrief each other. You all share your
That's all
wild
bad.
shit that's happened. Everyone
Valdiva-
except Valdiva.
Got spared. Fucking cheese.
Everyone went to the fucking house.
Everybody did except Valdiva.
I mean, if you really
Save the
wanna
best
go.
for last, I guess.
Do not make me go in that fucking house.
I wouldn't.
All right,
suggest
so who's using the phone? Fergus has it, but anyone could use it since you're all together.
it. So who wants to call this in?
I mean, I can talk with him, I guess.
Have the one who hasn't been affected yet. Do it. Get Velveeta.
God damn it!
Yeah,
It
I
would
mean,
probably be best if you did it, yeah.
considering the three of us have had issues with the phone and it not going. I know this isn't encrypted, but
All right.
But, well,
Roll
actually,
me luck.
nice. No.
All right. You phone Pikel. Pikel.
we've investigated Arthur's death in the house, and the two are certainly related, and that house is definitely a threat.
Yeah, we expected as much. All right. Find a way to neutralize it. Keep it quiet. You have any leads?
Unfortunately, we don't have anything as to why this started happening. We only have seen the aftermath so far.
Yeah. Well, figure out why it's happening. Shit like this is always a cult. I've seen worse. I've also seen better. Don't go in that fucker again unless you've got a plan.
To be fair,
I
they
certainly
did
don't
say
plan on
go
it.
to house directly as last resort. We just kind of,
And I am assuming that you told Pikel everything, without having to make you say everything.
Yeah.
Oh, well, if you need any resources, call me again. Anything reasonable.
Well, there's an additional problem with that.
Hmm.
We have reason to suspect that, for the most part, it's got some way of interfering with phones.
Real shit. Modern ghosts, man. Well,
at
I
this
can't
moment,
think of a-
John Absent is staring
Yeah.
at the phone.
I don't know any.
I'm aware of this, but
I
this is,
am staring at the phone.
I don't know any anti-ghost encryption. I don't even know if encryption works on ghosts. What I might recommend is that you come up with some sort of code word. Something you say before you start speaking. Whatever this thing is, it's not going to know it.
willing.
Velveeta. No, I didn't say that in character. I don't want.
What? I didn't even hear what you said, so...
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, take care of it. Call me if you need something you can't get on your own. Otherwise, don't bother me again. And he hangs up.
John
Alright.
takes the phone and checks the call history.
You did, in fact, phone restricted, which makes sense. It's an encrypted phone.
Cool.
I only would have fucked you guys up on a critical fail.
John does that immediately.
It's smart. He was just like sputtering, like, what the fuck?
Takes phone, looks at call history. Okay.
But yeah, you might want to take his advice on that whole code word
Yeah,
thing.
no, for
Yeah,
sure.
I was
We
gonna
definitely...
suggest that.
Code word Velveeta.
No.
I mean, our call sign is 7, ain't it?
You could say
Yeah.
7 each time.
Yeah. All
I'd
right,
say
I'm
stick
gonna
to
put
that,
that in
it's
the
something we
note.
all know.
I'm gonna put that in the notebook at the top.
7!
At the very top. Say
All
7
caps.
first, before you
Yes.
say anything.
7.
And I will be tracking that.
Is there a bold function in this thing?
No.
Maybe just Control B.
No.
Enter. Say 7 when you make any call.
All right. Shit. Well, so we're gonna have to start
Honestly,
digging pre-1940s because
this house
whatever happened is before that.
does not need to exist anymore. I'm gonna be honest.
Are you
mean-
suggesting destroying it?
Well, it's been attempted to be burned down.
Somebody did try to burn it down.
Yeah, it's been attempted. So
And then
I
he
think
killed
we're gonna-
himself, and somebody put out the fire.
However, there were previous fires in the house, so
The house never burnt down, though.
yep. Although the ghosts keep lighting the gas stoves.
Well, there was I
Not very
believe
cool.
the Greeley family might have been the other fire.
Fuck, what was I thinking? Oh yeah, with the crawl space. Obviously, Something's fucked up there. Now, question: were people putting the stuff down there, or were the creatures getting down there themselves? Because you didn't say any human bodies. You just said it was animal
Creatures?
bodies.
No, there was a human body down there.
Human body,
75% of a human body.
3/4 of a human.
So, somebody did have to be putting them down there. Who was doing that?
And
They
what
were
was
all
the access
very
point?
old. There was no access point. You had to pry up the boards to get down there. There was
Yeah,
no
I
other
know,
way in.
I was wondering.
Yeah,
Okay, so
that's-
the people were just prying up the board each time, or maybe it got boarded over.
Earlier in its construction, there was a way down there.
Yeah,
that's what I was
like you said, the bones were old, so might, especially because we have like the current floor plan, but that floor plan's perhaps out of date.
Can
Yeah,
we
it was rebuilt
go look?
multiple times or renovated.
I mean, obviously, like the top part was added, which there are ghosts up there too. It's not like the ghosts. So, do we have a way of looking at maybe any old floor plans that may exist?
Well,
You'd have to go
I was
pretty
gonna say.
far back, which there's a way to do.
yeah, I was gonna say
News archives.
the archives, anything pre-1940s is not where we were looking.
All right, so the news archives. That's where you want to head then.
It'd be easier to find just specifically house
Hypothetically.
Too
renovations.
bad
at
it's
least.
so late, and they're
Uh,
definitely closed right now.
Yeah.
So, time to hit the hay, I'd say.
Time to reflect on our
Definitely.
trauma of the day.
Maybe we should not go anywhere without each other.
Yeah, I mean, I think you guys are all wary enough.
Love
Like you're not.
Yeah,
You're not
from
just
here
gonna
in,
walk
we
off.
are definitely not splitting up.
Yeah, no, definitely at least a buddy system.
And you know to be extra cautious of phone calls from anyone.
Fuck.
Jesus Christ, are you good?
Actually
Fuck.
belong over there.
I think I got it out, but holy shit.
I was about to say that was a wave and a half.
See, this is what happens when you suck dick prior to the session.
Stop projecting.
Checking is. Damn. That was a good counter.
Bailey does have a bigger dick than I do. It's true.
I was just gonna say I didn't think wasn't sure that he knew how to do that. So.
All right, so it's the next morning, about 7:30 a.m. Y'all rise, and
Usual
who heads out
person
first?
time.
Who walks out the door first?
Well, whoever is coming with me to.
In fact, who has the highest dex? What are your
Okay.
dex scores?
Definitely
Who's
not.
the
Mine is
fastest?
mine is an 8.
Mine is a 10.
12.
And
All right, so
Yeah.
John's the earliest riser here.
Fuck.
He
I'm
walks
sleeping
out,
in.
and there's a man waiting behind a van outside, and he
Like,
he
suspiciously,
perks
or
up.
he's just like.
No, like he was just waiting, and he perks up. He brings a microphone up, and another dude comes from around the van with a camera.
Oh, oh God.
And you see there's a label on the van that says Signal Watchers.
No.
And he walks right up to you.
I assume this
Hello.
is something me and Lexi missed from last time.
No, this is new. I just suspect.
Oh,
that
you're
this
just saying no.
We're from
Yeah.
signalwatchers.com. It's a
I think I
self-made
can see
blog.
that.
We report on paranormal happenings and investigations, and we got an inkling something was going down here in Meadowbrook.
What gave you that idea?
Oh, I don't like to out my sources. But, you're definitely involved, Mr. John Absent. Yeah, we know about you. How about you give us the insight on this?
Who the fuck are you people?
I just told you. Signalwatchers.com. Paranormal blog. Pretty much. Says.
sorry.
So what do you got to say? We know about that house. It's been in a lot of urban myths. It's been on the internet rounds.
What do you already have on it?
Ah, well, it's all public record. It's on the website, and he gives you a card.
Takes it, turns around, walks back inside.
Hey, and he starts banging on the door.
I love you for that.
Fucking
The
pricks
perfect
outside. There's these fucking pricks outside.
We can
They've
wait all
apparently
day.
been, like, investigating other paranormal stuff, like related to the house too. I mean, can look at their site, but I don't really feel like talking to them. I'm going to be honest.
Do you? Do you like have a look?
I mean, yeah, maybe they have something.
All right, you pull out your laptop.
Even if it's like the dumbest fucking conspiracy theories shit. I mean,
Check for
honestly,
legitimacy.
the type of thing that we're working with is
It's
I don't know,
definitely like
anything.
looking at it. It's a very overwritten, very dramatic recounting of like the public record deaths that have happened at 1206.
Let's say it's like a fucking
Is it just-
BuzzFeed unsolved shit.
Is
Yeah,
it
it's
just those,
like
or is
it's
it,
like a true crime type thing, but like heavily embellished.
so just embellished death descriptions, nothing else.
I mean, there's stuff in there that that has been found out by you guys. Definitely stuff that isn't that easy to find out. So these people do their research. They just kind of take liberties with it.
So stuff to keep a note of, but not stuff to.
You're not finding out anything new.
Okay.
Though also anything you tell them will end up on the blog.
Yeah, we. Oh, God.
And
I
if
feel
you
like-
don't take care of them somehow, there's no guarantee they don't follow you to like whatever you're doing.
Yeah, that's
Me
That's gonna be a
when
problem.
I
These are-
send them to the
this is
house, and
yeah, this is a dangerous fucking situation. These idiots will
Open the door
absolutely
and
go to that
walk.
fucking house.
they're gonna kill themselves at the house.
Yeah, and if more people die at that house, the situation might explode, which is exactly what your handler told you not to do.
We need to get them away from that fucking house.
Maybe you could give them something. Like, just tell them what they want to know. Maybe that would work. Or you could try the thing that usually doesn't work on paranormal hunter types, which is intimidation. Officer Jeremy Irons could try scaring them off with his badge.
Don't think that's gonna work.
No, that those types they'll definitely double
They'll-
down.
they
on
won't-
there's-
They'll think
They'll
something is
smell blood.
definitely up.
Yeah, I could critically succeed that
Nothing
role, and that
to
would
see
only
here.
make them more curious. They'd be
Just
like,
really-
wait a minute.
Really hit him with the nothing to see here that literally never works on anything ever.
I'm gonna save my breath on that one.
Pay no attention to the
Thinking-
dead child behind
I
the
think
curtain.
we're just here investigating suspicious circumstances around the reported deaths of
like government shit. No, nope. These types
definitely
will
not
absolutely-
government. Don't say anything about government. Don't say anything about
Well, here's the thing.
agency.
Just here's the thing. They want a story, and they're just gonna keep digging. Is what I'm worried about.
Yeah,
I-
we're just here investigating a series of.
There's always the
series of
thoroughly
death.
illegal route of just breaking their fucking equipment and then having Officer Jeremy Irons write an official report that they became belligerent.
I'm not gonna do that. Not gonna.
Working for Delta Green, kinda anything goes. As long as
Mhm.
you keep shit under wraps, Delta Green will cover for you.
That's the
Yeah,
problem. 'Cause
but
they
here's
are
the
public
issue.
figures. Yeah.
Public figures, they're just.
Alright, so you guys go to interview Emily Tycroft. You get to her home, and I assume you knock on the door.
Absolutely.
She answers it. Hello?
Morning, Emily.
Uh,
We hope you fare well today. Would you mind if we perhaps ask you a few questions relating to,
But
It might
you
be
have
better.
me at a disadvantage, Mr.
Jeremy Irons?
And she reaches out and shakes your hand.
I'll shake it, yeah.
John Epps.
Well, what is this in regards to?
Your dead brother.
We wanted to talk about
Or dead husband, brother.
1206 Spooner Avenue. Is that
She
a
kind of
familiar
cringes when you say it. Well, of course it's familiar. My husband died there.
name? May we come in?
Why? Do you think I even want to talk about this?
I can understand if you don't, but if it's any reassurance, we only ask because we intend to do what we can to remedy that place.
I see. Sure, come in. Have a seat on the couch. I'll make tea.
Thank you.
And she does. It's middling. Um, she sits down and she kind of puts her head in a hand. She says, "That house. You're gonna think I'm a little crazy, but it's an evil thing."
I can assure you from experience. I agree.
Been inside?
Both of us.
Well, then we're all on the same sinking ship. When we were living there, nothing but trouble seemed to follow my husband. I was only ever in that house twice, and both times it felt uncomfortable. I never saw anything, but I knew that place was wrong. After my husband died, I received an incorrectly labeled envelope. It was addressed to me, and it had been delivered elsewhere and then caught by a local postman. And he only even caught it because he knows me. It was in my ex-husband's handwriting. He was explaining his suicide to me. It was filled with gibberish, and it talked about a woman in the house. I never showed the letter to the police.
Do you still have this note?
I might. Can't remember if I threw it out or not. She looks around for it, but she can't seem to find it.
So, how often did you see your husband at the time?
Less and less. He became obsessed. Until he killed himself.
Understandably so. I don't really have a way to describe what I saw personally, or what happened in there, but we can all agree something's very, very wrong with that place.
Yes, I think so. I wish somebody would burn it down, honestly, but it has a will.
If it
It
was legal
watches
to
you.
do, I would.
I'm afraid I know little more. I put it out of my mind. I don't want to go near it. I don't want to look at it. I don't want to think about it.
Of course. I don't mean to trouble you about any of this. If at any point this brings about discomfort, we can leave.
I'm afraid I have no more to tell you. That was really it. I even told you about the letter. The police don't even know about that.
All right then. Well, thank you for your time, Emily.
Of course. And we switch over to Detective Nicholas Valdiva and Fergus Roderick McLeod.
That's such a cool name. Kilter, that's awesome.
Stolen from Supernatural.
Alright. So, you guys head to the news archives, also known as the File Morgue of Meadowbrook, of the Meadowbrook Sparrow.
Paper goes to
It is the
die.
local town newspaper, and with Anthony's help, you guys can get in there pretty easily. But in order to actually go through and find what you're looking for, you are going to need the help of one of the librarians there, a man named Paul. And he doesn't really seem like he wants to do work today. He kind of impatiently taps his arm. What files are you looking for?
Blueprints, housing plans for
We're a newspaper.
possibly some obituaries.
Yeah? What time? About who?
I'm trying to. We don't have any any of the names pre 1950, right?
I mean, you know the oldest one is Michael and Isabel Wheeler.
Yeah. Michael and Isabel Wheeler.
Go ahead and roll me either charisma or persuade, whichever one is higher.
I think my I think my charisma and my persuade, because it's ×5, right?
Yep.
Fairly certain they are identical.
All right. Well, roll either one.
Yeah, I'll just persuade, I guess. Yikes! Nope.
70.
Failure.
Check it off.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they're over there somewhere, and he walks away. He's not going to help you himself. This will take many more hours than you intended, probably all day.
All right. Well, I'm at least familiar with being up to my arms and fucking papers.
Yeah, so am I.
At least you have Fergus. Go ahead and roll history, Fergus.
History, okay. No.
Check it off, Fergus. All right.
Occult, maybe? Oh.
No. You guys pass a few worthless hours. Go ahead and roll history again, Fergus.
Okay.
Damn it.
Poor Fergus. Another few worthless hours. But you guys do, after that amount of time, get to what you're looking for. It just took all day.
Fucking eyes hurt.
All right. May 1905. Meadowbrook celebrates the marriage of Michael Wheeler and Isabel Nacht. Wheeler, 30, is a quintessential self-made man, a dashing young stonemason who prospered from contracts with government and churches around the region. His business specializes in gargoyles, marble cuts, tiles, and monuments. Nacht, 18, is the daughter of a wealthy landowning family. Michael and Isabel were the darlings of the town, and there is a grainy wedding photo attached. She looks slim and proper.
Okay,
November.
what did you say? I was gonna say, what was the date of the wedding?
This was May 1905.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah, you guys are far back. This is as far back as mentions of the Wheelers go.
Fair enough.
November 1905. Isabel Wheeler, newly married at 18, and the darling of Meadowbrook society, begins to suffer from an unknown ailment. It renders her bedridden with convulsions, and she is incapable of walking. May 1907. Stonemason Michael Wheeler begins construction of a small house at 1206 Spooner Avenue for himself and his invalid wife, Isabel. Isabel Wheeler suffers from some form of palsy, which has resisted the treatments of many doctors her desperate husband has hired from out of state. October 1910. Wealthy stonemason Michael Wheeler dies during construction of the county seat in Meadowbrook, when a falling slab of marble strikes him fatally on the head. He is survived by his wife, Isabel Wheeler. The couple has no children. May 1926. Nurse Adele DiViteo is dismissed from the Meadowbrook Sanitarium for improper behavior. Patients and co-workers accuse her of practicing witchcraft, and several workers say she slaughtered a cat and drank its blood. A physician at the sanitarium marks her as a woman of low moral standards and a heathen. No photograph is included. You might wonder why I mention her. It will become obvious in a moment. June 1926. Isabel Wheeler makes an astonishing, seemingly complete recovery from the debilitating ailment that has long afflicted her. For the first time in 20 years, she makes a brief appearance in public, attending several society functions. Several smaller follow-up articles note her continuing good health, but she slowly drops off the society pages again. November 1937. Matthew Harrigan, son of a wealthy local politician, and some friends reportedly are accosted in the street by Antonio DiViteo, an Italian immigrant recently living at 1206 Spooner Avenue. Police say DiViteo, who was battered and bruised but not badly hurt, let loose a stream of foul and incomprehensible Italian curses at the lads as he was led away. Reading between the lines, it becomes clear that DiViteo himself was attacked. A follow-up article says DiViteo was held for a short period and then released to Isabel Wheeler. who paid his bond. That article speculates that Antonio must be related to Adele DiMatteo, Isabel Wheeler's nurse since 1926.
Mhm.
December 1937. Matthew Harrigan dies from a wasting illness that could not be identified. The patient developed rashes that became what appeared to be burn marks which suppurated and bled out. Several of Harrigan's friends suffered from the same sickness, though they recovered. August 1940 to August 1955. Various articles cover the strange disappearance of cats, dogs, and other pets around Central Meadowbrook. Articles over the years suggest everything from coyotes to diseases to sadistic killings. No direct, consistent cause is ever identified. These cases seem to cease after August 1955. August 1956. Isabel Wheeler, an invalid for most of her life since falling ill in 1905, dies at age 69. Wheeler lived only with a single caretaker nurse. Wheeler's longtime housemates, previous nurse Adele DiMatteo, and an unknown number of DiMatteo's relations moved out for unknown reasons in 1955. Wheeler left what was left of her fortune to a local hospital. And this brings us to what you already know.
Creatures stop disappearing. She dies. House gets renovated? ?
Yeah, the house gets renovated because that's when the Creases moved in.
Her nurse was apparently a heathen and drank the blood of cats.
Allegedly.
Yeah. But
Though
then
I
she
think
made a
it might be more than
miraculous
alleged.
Yeah.
recovery.
Yeah, miraculous recovery seemingly out of nowhere.
Because I'm not okay.
You're gonna need whatever happened to Isabel.
Find a cat.
Me Bailey's dog.
But you have discovered quite a few connections. You will have to look into this DiMatteo character.
Yeah. Let's see, where's...
Yep.
Yep.
Dash, look into.
Alright, they've seemingly... Yeah, there were other unknown family members that left the year before, the 1955.
55, yep.
Well, all the
That's when she
DiMatteos
moved
left
out.
in 1955.
Yeah, didn't she move out in 55 and then died in 56?
and then Isabel died in 56.
And then the people moved in and renovated the house. Were we able to find the old house, like, layout?
Don't think...
Nothing like that, and it's not going to be in a newspaper.
No.
But that is where our investigation leaves off for this session.
That's actually really fun.